Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Welcome, dear student. This is Biochemistry 2 course, code Chem 342. Today we are having lecture 17, and today's topic is isomerases and ligases. This is Dr. Naeem Khan, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, CUST. In today's lecture, we will talk about isomerases and ligase enzyme description. These two are among the main classes of enzymes, isomerase and ligase. We will have a detailed discussion of these two types. Then we will discuss the types of isomerase and ligase enzymes. I mean, we will talk about the different types of each isomerase enzymes and ligase enzymes. What are the sub classes of enzymes in these two main classes? We will discuss one by one. At least the main classes we will discuss. And then at the end, we will elaborate the main reactions catalyzed by isomerases and ligases. Each subtype of isomerase and ligase will be elaborated with the type of reaction they are catalyzing. Let's have a start. Before going to our main topic of today, let's have a recap of our previous lectures in order to connect our today's talk with the previous lectures. We started this major classification of enzymes, and we elaborated in our last lectures the major 6 classes of enzyme. According to the International Union of Biochemistry, we know that enzymes are having 6 major classes, and these include oxidoreductases, transferases, hydrolases, lyases, isomerases, and ligases. And in our previous lectures, we have already discussed oxidoreductases, transferases, hydrolases, and lyases. 4 classes we already have studied. And our today's lecture, we will talk about isomerases and ligases. If we remember about oxidoreductases, the class 1, we discussed that these are the enzymes which are catalyzing the oxidation reduction of their substrate. Their subclasses included hydroxylases. These are the enzymes which are catalyzing the addition of hydroxyl group to the substrate. Second subclass of oxidoreductases, which we already have studied, was oxidoreductases, this subclass of enzymes are those which are catalyzing the hydrogen or electron acceptance by oxygen in their substrates. Third subclass of oxidoreductases was peroxidases, and these are the enzymes which are catalyzing the reduction of hydrogen peroxide. Fourth subclass of the main class oxidoreductase was reductases, which are catalyzing the reaction of their substrate. The fifth subclass of the oxidoreductase was oxygenases, and these are the enzymes in this subclass which are catalyzing the incorporation of oxygen into their substrate. And the sixth subclass of oxidoreductase was dehydrogenases, which was we discussed that catalyzing the oxidation by dehydrogenation. So in our previous lecture, we already discussed the class 1 in detail, and we know we have discussed that oxidoreductases are the enzymes catalyzing oxidation reduction of their substrate, and this main class is having subclass hydroxylases, oxidases, peroxidases, reductases, oxygenases, and dehydrogenases. In a similar way, in the next class, we talked about class 2, transferases, and we pointed out that transferases are the enzymes which are catalyzing the transfer of a group from one substrate to substrate B. And the subclasses in this main class were including transaminases. These are the enzymes which are catalyzing the transfer of amino group NH2 group from from actually amino acid to a keto acid. Second subclass of this main class we discussed was kinases. And these are the enzymes in this subclass which are catalyzing the transfer of phosphoryl group, phosphate group. Third subclass we discussed of main class transferases, which was glycosyl transferases, and these are the enzymes which are catalyzing the transfer of glycosyl group from one substrate to another. And the fourth class of this main class we discussed was acyl transferases, and these enzymes are those which are catalyzing the transfer of acyl group. Thus, in the last lecture about class 2, we have discussed the main class transferases, catalyzing the transfer of a group from one substrate to another, and their subclasses included transaminases, kinases, glycosyl transferases, and acyl transferases. These four are the main subclasses of this main class. In the next class, we discuss class 3, hydrolases. In hydrolases, we discussed the subclass included glucosidases, which were the enzymes catalyzing the hydrolysis of glycosidic bonds. Second subclass was the peptidases, which was catalyzing the hydrolysis of peptide bonds in protein. And the third main subclass of this class hydrolases was the esterases, which was catalyzing the hydrolysis of ester linkage. Thus, about the third class, we already discussed that hydrolases are the enzymes which are catalyzing the hydrolysis of their substrate, and their subclasses were glucosidases catalyzing the hydrolysis of carbohydrates, peptidases catalyzing the peptide bond in protein, and esterases catalyzing the ester linkage of lipids or nucleic acid. The fourth subclass was lyases, and we have discussed that lyases are those which are breaking the bonds. Different bond, but the mechanism is different than that of hydrolysis. The main classes, the subclasses included C to C lyases. I mean those enzymes which are breaking the carbon to carbon bond in their substrate. Next was the carbon oxygen lyases. I mean those enzymes which are breaking the carbon to oxygen bond in their substrate. And C to N lyases means those enzymes which are catalyzing C to N, carbon to nitrogen bond in their substrate. So thus, we have already discussed the class four main classes in their subclasses. And in the same way, today we will discuss class 5 and class 6. First, we will elaborate the main characteristic, the main description of the two classes. Then we will go toward the important subtypes of each main class 4, 5, and 6. And then we will have some reactions catalyzed by the subclasses of each main class 5 and 6. So let's have a start. Class 5. This is isomerases. As the name indicates, these are the enzymes which are catalyzing the interconversion of isomers. We know that isomers are the molecules of same molecular formula but different structures or different arrangement of atoms, because the isomers can be three-dimensionally different too. So these are the enzymes which are catalyzing the interconversion of isomers. Means converting isomer 1 to isomer 2. And isomers are the molecules having same molecular formula but different structures or different arrangement of atoms. So the enzymes which are catalyzing the conversion of one isomeric form to another one, they are called isomerases. What is happening in this transferring conversion of one isomer to another isomer, how it takes place? Look here, intramolecular rearrangement of atoms or groups in which bonds are broken and formed. These enzymes are catalyzing the reaction which are involving the intramolecular. This is not intermolecular. Intra, within the same molecule, intra, within the same molecule, there is the rearrangement of atoms or groups. So some atoms or groups are broken from one point to another point, and which bonds are broken and bonds are formed. Yes, the atom from where they are broken, so bonds are broken. And then to the next, to the new point they are added, so new bonds are formed. So isomerases are the enzymes which are catalyzing the intramolecular within the molecule rearrangement of atoms, and they are breaking the bonds, old bonds, and forming the new bond. For example, let we have this substrate molecule in which A is linked to B. And in this reaction, if this A is linked to B, is now B is broken down and then from A, from this side, and if it is linked to the A to the left side, so the molecule will be like this. Remember, no new groups is added, no group is removed. What is done? This here is intramolecular rearrangement of groups. Group is broken and this attached. Old bond is broken and new bond is formed. Such reaction is catalyzed by the enzymes and they are called isomerases. There is only one substrate yielding one product. The reactions catalyzed by the isomerases are unique in the sense because these reactions are having only one substrate and the product is also one. The product has the same molecular formula as the substrate but different in the connectivity or spatial arrangement. Yes, this is we know about the isomers, that isomers have same molecular formula but different structures, or they may be different in the three-dimensional arrangement of the groups. So actually in these reactions, isomerase enzyme catalyzing the conversion of one isomer to another isomer. So remember, the isomers have the same molecular formula, but they are different in the bond connectivity or spatial arrangement. Uh, Actually, the substrates for these enzymes including the interconversion of optical isomers, geometrical isomers, or positional isomers. We know that in isomerism, isomers are of different types, and three main types: optical, geometrical, and positional isomers are well known. And these isomerase enzymes are actually involved interconversion of these three main types, usually these three main types of isomer into one another forms. Types of isomerases. One type of isomerases are those which are racemases and epimerases. We know that racemase and epimerase, they are actually the types of isomers. These isomerases are the enzymes which are catalyzing the inversion of stereochemistry at one chiral carbon. Chiral carbon, actually chirality is a well-known property of the molecules, and they have different characteristics, but the most important one is the chiral carbon is the one which is usually attached to four different groups. It is not necessary, but this is the basic requirement. These are the enzymes which are catalyzing the inversion of stereochemistry, change of stereochemistry at one chiral carbon. The two isomers differ from one another in absolute configuration at just one chiral carbon. What is done? These racemases and epimerases are the changing isomer in such a way that the two isomers, reactant and product, they are different from one another on the basis of configuration of one chiral carbon. Now we have two types, racemase and epimerase. What racemase? Racemase act upon the molecule which is having one chiral carbon. Here, look, we said that racemases are the catalyzing of the change of stereochemistry at the one chiral carbon, and the two isomers so formed will be different from one another at the change at the configuration at one chiral carbon. If the substrates are having only one chiral carbon, then the enzymes catalyzing their inversion of stereochemistry are called racemases. For example, look, this is amino acid which is called alanine, because with the carbon we have alkyl group is CH3, and this amino acid because we have amino group and carboxylic group. Alanine racemase is an enzyme which is catalyzing the conversion of alanine to D-alanine. Amino group from left hand side is transferred to the right hand side. So this enzyme is catalyzing the conversion of one isomer to another isomer. The two isomers are different by the configuration at the one chiral carbon. And This molecule is having only one chiral carbon. Racemase enzymes are the changing stereochemistry, but the substrate should be those which are having only one chiral carbon. So this is an example of racemase enzyme because the molecule from L-alanine is transferred to T-alanine, and this change is because of the alanine is broken from here. It is attached at the right hand side, means this, the configuration, the stereochemistry at the chiral carbon is changed. The second type of the is epimerases, and this epimerase enzyme is acting upon one of the several carbon atoms of the target molecule. The main difference between the epimerases and the racemase is epimerases are acting upon the substrate which are having more than one chiral carbon. But one point is important, and that is epimerase also changing the stereochemistry at one chiral carbon. They will not be changing at the several carbon atoms, several chiral carbon, but they are changing the stereochemistry of the molecule at one chiral carbon too. For example, look this. This reaction is this substrate is a D-glucose, because we know that glucose is having 6 carbon atom, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 chiral carbons. If an enzyme like epimerase is changing the chirality, the configuration at chiral carbon 1, so the OH from right hand side is changed to left hand side, means D-glucose is changed to D-mannose. Now here, the substrate is having 4 chiral carbon atoms, but the enzymes are changing the stereochemistry at the 1 chiral carbon atom. All other chiral carbon atoms are not changed. This is epimerase enzyme, and the difference between epimerase and racemase is racemase was acting upon the substrate that is having only one chiral carbon. Here we have 4 chiral carbon atoms, but the stereochemistry of only one carbon is changed. So epimerase are the enzyme which are acting on the several carbon atoms of the target molecule, but they will be changing the chirality, they will be changing the configuration of the only one chiral carbon atom, and in today's example is carbon number 1 of the glucose. Going to the second class of the isomerases, and this is the cis-trans isomerase. As clear from the definition, these are the enzymes which are catalyzing the isomerization of cis-trans isomers. Isomerization, conversion of one isomer to another isomer, is called isomerization. Just like we know the epimerization, or just like we know that so many reactions they are taking place. So isomerization is a combined word which is used for the interconversion of isomers. So cis-trans isomerases are the enzymes catalyzing the conversion of cis-trans isomers. What? Remember, cis-trans isomers, what do we know about cis-trans isomers? These are different by the position of substitution group related to the plane of reference. The isomers which are different by the position of substitution groups related to a plane of reference, maybe sometimes double bond, maybe sometimes single bond. But if we say the groups are on one side, then it is called cis. If the groups are on another side, one is on one side and other is on another side, this is called trans. So the enzymes which are catalyzing the transfer of cis isomer to trans isomers, we say that cis-trans isomerases. Cis isomers have substitution groups on the same side. This is what we elaborated here. And trans isomers have groups on the opposite side. For example, look this. We have cis-1,2-dichloropropene. This is a propene molecule, 3 carbon molecule with 2 chloro. And here on one side of the double bond, 2 chloride are attached. So this is cis isomer because the two same groups are attached on the same side. But if it is transferred into the trans form, it means chloride, now one chloride is on the one side of the double bond and other chloride is on the other side of the double bond. In this reaction, what is going on? The cis isomer is changed to trans isomers, and the enzyme is so catalyzing this reaction, it will be called a cis-trans isomerase. Next type, the type 3 of the isomerases are the intramolecular oxidoreductases. These are enzymes which are catalyzing the transfer of electrons or proton, each atom, from one part of the molecule to another, and this will be resulting in the interconversion of the two isomers. So such isomerases which are changing the two isomers due to the transfer of electrons or hydrogen atoms, they will be called as intramolecular oxidoreductase. Actually, this is oxidation reduction, and intramolecular means this is within the molecule. But the molecule, one form of molecule will be the isomer of another form of molecule. Oxidation of one part of the molecule and reduction of another part, because we know that in oxidoreductase, if one molecule is oxidized, the other will be reduced. This is counterbalancing. Example of interconverting aldoses and ketoses, interconverting keto and enol groups, transposing C to C double bonds. These three are the main important types of the intramolecular oxidases. We are having an example of, look this, aldose ketose isomerase. Triose isomerase is the common name. This is a very important reaction of the glyceraldehyde, of the glycolysis. And in the glycolysis reaction number 6, we have 2,3 carbon residues, dihydroxyzone phosphate and glyceraldehyde phosphate. The two are interconverted by the enzyme aldose ketose isomerase. I mean, this enzyme is catalyzing the aldose sugar to a keto sugar. The two isomers are interconverted because of the oxidation and reduction. Looking here, it accepts hydrogen from this carbon, from this oxygen, so it becomes reduced, and in turn this is oxidized. So this part is reduced, this part is oxidized. The result is from one isomeric form we get the second isomeric form. The two forms are different from one another based on the transfer of electrons or protons, sorry. So the two isomers are the intramolecular oxidoreductase isomers, and here the enzyme catalyzing is termed as intramolecular oxidoreductase. This enzyme is catalyzing the within the molecule oxidation, reduction, and oxidation. So the resulting are the molecule form is actually the isomer of the reactant. The two isomers, they are isomerases, but the type is intramolecular oxidoreductases. Go to textbooks and search out a suitable example for interconverting keto-enol groups and transposition of C to C double bonds. Intramolecular transferases, intramolecular isomerases, this fourth type, these are the enzymes which are catalyzing the transfer of functional groups from one part of a molecule to another. Means this subclass can be broken down according to the functional group of enzyme transfers. These isomerase enzymes are actually transferring the functional group. Example is acyl transferases, phosphotransferases, aminotransferases, or hydroxyl groups transferases. These isomerase enzymes will be transferring the functional group like acyl group transferring, या phosphate group transferring, या amino group transferring, या hydroxyl group transferring. These all are types we studied in the transferase enzyme. But here the enzyme is isomerase because this change will be within the molecule, and we will be getting a new product, and the two product will be isomers. Look at to this reaction. In the glycolysis, this is a glucose 1-phosphate. Actually, we are getting glucose 6-phosphate here. The glucose 6-phosphate, which is produced in the glycolysis, can be converted to glucose 1-phosphate. The enzyme is phosphoglucomutase. Phosphoglucomutase. Here we have phospho group. Our gluco means with glucose. Phospho linked to glucose. It is also phospho linked to glucose. The difference is here phosphate group is attached to the carbon number 1 of glucose. Here phosphate group is attached to the carbon number 6 of glucose. Such type of the interconversion in which within the molecule transfer of a functional group takes place from one carbon to another, and the resulting are the two isomers. This will be called intramolecular transferring reaction, and the enzyme is intramolecular transferases. This intramolecular transferase enzyme catalyzing the transfer of molecules which are the isomers, and the two isomers are different based on the functional group which is transferred from one position to another one. Go to textbooks and find a suitable example for the acyl transferases and aminotransferases and hydroxyl group transferases too. Going to the class number 6, and our class number 6 is ligase. This class include the enzyme which are catalyzing the joining of two molecules. Means the two molecules are linked by specific bonds. This joining result because of the hydrolysis of small hanging chemical groups. Actually, whenever a bond is established between the two groups, then there is usually small groups which are released due to the hydrolysis. These enzymes include those one which are catalyzing the linking of the carbon to carbon, carbon to oxygen, carbon to sulfur, or carbon to nitrogen bond, etc. So ligases are those enzymes which are establishing the bond between carbon to carbon, carbon to oxygen, carbon to sulfur, or carbon to nitrogen of two molecules. Remember, not one molecule. In the previous example of the we were all having studied of the isomerizes of just one molecule, intramolecular. This is intermolecular. So they are linking two molecules, and the two molecules may be linked by the establishing of the carbon to carbon bonds, carbon of one molecule and carbon of another molecule, or carbon to oxygen bond, carbon of one molecule and oxygen of another molecule, or carbon to sulfur or carbon to nitrogen bond. And usually in this process, when the two molecules are linked together by a ligase enzyme, a small group is usually released. Generally, what happens in these reactions, let's suppose we have AB that is reacting to C, and this enzyme will be changing, A to C is linked, and B is a small group that is released. Or more commonly, sometimes it happens like this. A is having small group, D is having small group, and they are linked together, A to D. Then small group B is released, small group D, C is released, and some other small groups are also possibly released. So ligases are the enzymes which are catalyzing the linking of two molecules and releasing small groups. Sometimes some new groups are also released. Those enzymes which are catalyzing the linking of the two molecules through the establishment of carbon to carbon, carbon to oxygen, carbon to sulfur, or carbon to nitrogen bonds, and at the usually joined by the release of small group by hydrolysis. These enzymes are called ligases. Going to the important types of ligases, let's have first example of carbon to carbon ligase. As we know that these are the enzymes which will be catalyzing the formation of carbon-carbon bonds. Means the two molecules will be linked together by establishing of the carbon to carbon bond. Usually the bond formation requires energy, and this energy is supplied by the hydrolysis of ATP, because we know that ATP is the energy currency. Look into this reaction. Here in this reaction, oxaloacetate is formed from pyruvate. This is pyruvic acid, and when pyruvic acid is reacted to carbon dioxide, we get oxaloacetate. Look here, carbon dioxide is added to this substrate molecule. The two molecules are linked. Look, this this bond. This is carbon to carbon bond is established. Pyruvate is transferred to oxaloacetate, and the enzyme catalyzing this reaction is pyruvate carboxylase. Pyruvate carboxylase enzyme is catalyzing the reaction of the establishment of the bond of carbon dioxide with the pyruvic acid. Carbon to carbon bond is formed, oxaloacetate is formed. And this reaction requires energy which is supplied by the hydrolysis of ATP to ADP. And the high energy phosphate bond is broken, so energy is required that is used for the establishment of this bond. So this ligase enzyme is linking the two molecules and the linking is because of the establishment of the carbon to carbon bond. This is carbon-carbon ligase. Carbon to oxygen ligase. This is another type which will be catalyzing the formation of carbon-oxygen bond. This is actually again accompanied by the hydrolysis of ATP for energy. Yes, because bond formation always requires energy. This is a very important reaction, and this is a subject diagrammatically show of the DNA. We know that DNA is made up of two chains which are coiled upon one another in the alpha helix form. Look here, we know that there are thousands of the mutations taking place daily and they are repaired. One mutation is by means of UV radiation or the chemicals. Their bond with phosphoester bond is broken between the sugar and the phosphate group. Actually, this sideline is made up of the phosphate group, and actually the sugar of the another carbon is linked through phosphodiester linkage. But whenever ultraviolet radiation or chemical reaction takes place, this bond is broken. This is a mutation and it must be repaired. We have DNA ligase enzyme. This enzyme is actually establishing this bond between the carbon of one sugar and oxygen of another. This carbon to oxygen bond is established and energy is obtained from the hydrolysis of ATP. This is C to O establishing bond in the DNA repair, and in this way the change in the DNA is repaired. This type of enzyme are catalyzing the establishment of carbon to oxygen bond. This is carbon to oxygen bond, and this is carbon oxygen ligase. Third type is the carbon nitrogen ligases, and these are the enzymes which are catalyzing the formation of carbon nitrogen bond in their substrate. I mean, these substrate will be linked by establishing the carbon and nitrogen bond, and usually also accompanied by the hydrolysis of ATP because energy is required for bond formation. In this reaction, we have glutamate conversion to glutamine. Glutamic acid and glutamine are two amino acids. Here, the bond is established between carbon and nitrogen. This amino group is added. Look this, the bond is established between the carbon and nitrogen. Carbon and nitrogen bond is established. The enzyme catalyzing this reaction is glutamine synthase, and this is accompanied by the hydrolysis of ATP because the energy required is provided by the breaking down of the high energy phosphate bond. Such type of enzymes which are ligating, which are linking the two molecules, and the link is established between the carbon and nitrogen. They are carbon nitrogen ligases, and energy is supplied by the hydrolysis of ATP, and such as we have an example of conversion of glutamate into glutamine where nitrogen is attached to the carbon. So carbon nitrogen ligase is the important references for today's book, today's lecture are Western Thought. It's a very key book, and please go to this reference book and elaborate all the example we studied, and also add some more example as we cited in the each class, and have a detailed discussion, and then add prepare some beautiful notes for yourself by looking to some more points in the book. Another one is the GLJ. GLJ is also a good book, and after consulting to the Western Thought, then the points can be understood in the GLJ. GLJ language is simple but having some mistakes. So Western Thought is very important. I am sure you all have this book. Elaborate all the points and develop detailed notes for yourself, and have a good day from today. I will say goodbye. Thank you.